me. Now see this. Story for today is about a man with your friend Maxwell Opoku Addo. Maxwell Opoku Addo be me bia sabio obi anim no recently na ho asem baaye we all got to know about him in semi baaye ni nyina ne say Kek Prempe na oye the director of legal education no eco leave and obehye na nan ma me nkyere mutwi mu se ne be ya adwo pancake obetima se wonum kankan se kraman batan Katie among girlfriend no sa oba no adwo me hu bon die tie wonum kankan se kraman batan kabro for beti ase me say enti issue ni say this man no ebeduru ma obi ehun say yafa nipa be edubi ewura Ghana law school. Na sa nipa na de ewura Ghana law school no wan na fa omo sa time a Kek Prempe no ye substantive director of legal education buy no and obebusa sa questions no. Now also tia say man we ono na ye attorney general of Ghana. His name is Godfrey Dame. Ono na hwe lawyers ni Ghana de ye ka lawyer for penyini a ono na da no Godfrey Dame. Now what he said recently, Attorney General submitted nipa beye 11 bidinya or de call a year beto abontin say sa nipa 11 way and nipa 11 way na or person or the comma president now president judges na sa list way ba abontin no a lot of people abekire omadwene e wo list no. In fact, when you go on social media, there are a lot of things on social media. You go say, hey, na ye dina list whereby so many people are speaking. Remember, recently say some group of lawyers in Ghana, person would say another organization enka a Ghana Bar Association because lawyers be would say Ghana Bar Association or akronfona sobio and domudi enim. No cre friend no cre ebiniwo. So we have some lawyers who have decided to also put together a new organization or a new group that will at least show Ghanaians that there are some lawyers in Ghana who are honest, who are not corrupt, who will say it as it is, irrespective of who is in front of them. So that process too is going on. Now, the reason why I ended as some way by some question said the last time I'm here, sa story wake up say a year Maxwell Opoku Addo, this man. Causes some problem and I said why involving who in some illegality no it was say ye share na ye kano and now man for you say be a media. I told Ghanaians that I have the report after Maxwell Opoku Addo in fact illegally admitted 10 people into Ghana law school. Me say this man was acting as the director of legal education time obeshe hono illegally. He admitted, remember this word, illegally. He admitted 10 people. Now, 10 people, no. Megachiramu say, Omubusan say, Boga, now 10 people, no, mne wanamu. 10 people, no, Maxwell Opoku Addo at the committee hearing, no. Oka say, CJ Manibi. Jubilee House, Emani Nipanibi. Current Supreme Court judges be Emanibi. Retired and current High Court judges be so Emani Nipanibi. Inti enya ononkwa hunipa ena illegally and I say under carpet no odomuru law school abra omni qualification. Let me tell you something. When we are talking about admitting 10 illegal people who are not supposed to be in the Ghana law school, this is one of the biggest crimes on the land. Now me catch Ghana for say the committee which was put together by the General Legal Council, their job was supposed to be simple. Their job was supposed to interrogate everybody who was in the office to know how 10 people were illegally admitted into Ghana law school. Na yatihana yehu say a year list na aba out. Na list na aba out no. Na edino edinbia. A lot of people were like, whoa. Names where they are quite familiar names are Ghana for any momu. Na omo track record ni track record bia it's quite interesting. Nipa 11 a Godfrey Dame aba say enimeni ya no president NGO muntum na onye omo judges. Now my men chemu nipa no list no ne ehu nipa because dynamics bi o ma I was say nyina ehu de echo. Now list way I'm sure say majority of the people listening to me now no majority of you guys know you already have this list. I'm trying to pull it out for you. List way and I go for them at the bar bontine. Or the bar bontine obakacha Ghana for say list way any lister any nipa or person the omo a year president say or say yomu nyina judges. Yenyomo recommendation for nomination to the Court of Appeal. It be a judges. Ye move omu nyina nko appeals court. Remember, appeals court no baby when you even retire, you'll be paid till you die. It's appeals court, no. Technically, it's a lifetime position. Remember, appeals court, no. See, or retire till you die. No, you are going to be paid till you die. In this case, will be appeals court judge. There a different kakra say so be a Supreme Court, but the case will be an appeals court judge. A position is pa. These are the people a Godfred Dame at the Abba out to say president and consider not only the Judicial Council and you know when they should think about it. The Judicial Council can advise the president on it, the list, you know, and then these guys can be given the go ahead. Now names near then Her Lordship Efia Sewa Bochi. Number 1, Her Lordship Efia Sewa Bochi. On number 1. Number 2, His Lordship Kweku Aka Boafo. Kweku Aka Boafo. On contestant number 2. Contestant number 3, Her Lordship Jennifer Abena Dadzi. Contestant number 3. Contestant number 4, Her Ladyship. Oh, so Emmanuel Ladyship and Emmanuel Lordship. I'm sorry. It's from number 1, no. Let me correct this. Her Ladyship Efia Sewa Bochi. J. Number 2 Godfred Dame Attorney General no and so His Lordship Kweku Aka Boafo. J. And Her Ladyship Jennifer Abena Dadzi. Contestant number 4, Her Ladyship Gifty J. Addo. Contestant number 5, Her Ladyship, His Lordship Francis Obeng. Contestant number 6, His Lordship Stephen Opon. Contestant number 7, appeals court judges. Contestant number 7, Professor Olivia Anku Tsede. Contestant number 7, no. Godfred Dame appeals court judges. Contestant number 8, Mr. Christopher Archer. Contestant number 6. Number 8. Contestant number 9. Mr. Charles Zwenis. Contestant number 9. I see appeals court judge, no. Mr. Charles Zwenis, or a lawyer. Fine. Contestant number 10. Dr. Ernest Owusu Dapa. Contestant number 10. Appeals court judge. Dr. Ernest Owusu Dapa. Contestant number 11. Interest power. Mr. Maxwell Opoku Agyeman. Mr. Maxwell Opoku Agyeman. Or no any concentration. So any attorney general. No. Maybe the reason why this man is guilty of a crime. And why will the attorney general, the attorney general, I say he still wants to make Maxwell Opoku Agyeman an appeals court judge. Me say, I'll prove to you today. Everyone will say Maxwell Opoku Agyeman has committed a crime and he needs to be prosecuted. And so, the attorney general who knows this crime. And the funny thing is, the attorney general knows about this crime. The Chief Justice knows about this crime. The President of the Republic knows about this crime. The Ghana Bar Association, the head, he knows about this crime. But why do you think they will all sit back and say, we want to make Maxwell Opoku Agyeman an appeals court judge? Because this man, Maxwell Opoku Agyeman, has committed a crime and he needs to be prosecuted. Now, this is what is happening. So, when Maxwell Opoku Agyeman, the General Legal Council, which has the Chief Justice as the chairman, put together a committee. And that committee, their job was simple. Investigate, question people, and let us know who committed that crime by admitting illegally 10 people into the Ghana Law School. So a committee was put together. The person who was the head of this committee, his name is Tony Forson Jr. Tony Forson Jr. So why we name Tony Forson Jr.? On there, just past Ghana Bar Association president. On na Ghana Bar Association president, the new one they buy into. I just past president Ghana Bar Association. He was the boss. He was made to sit on that committee as the chairman. Now, when the committee questioned Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman, who was then before the committee met, he used to be the acting director of legal education. They questioned him and said, we have realized, or we have come to that conclusion that 10 people were illegally admitted into the Ghana Law School. What do you know about it? Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman at the committee hearing admitted that yes, he admitted the 10 people, the 10 illegal people, he illegally admitted them into Ghana Law School. And that he just didn't do it. He was giving these people by the Chief Justice, by the Jubilee House, some retired judges, even the Chief Justice gave him a list. So, mo pesa mu kuna and the sanko for bo mu di no omo na omo man nipa of us nipa 10 no omo call law school that omo ni anything, not nothing, and odo mako Ghana Law School. Remember, a year I'm trying to get you something here. So after the committee hearing, no, and after committee hearing, no, this is what happened. The committee now, after hearing the whole thing, and omo report no, ekoma the General Legal Counsel. Remember, the General Legal Counsel, no, the Chief Justice is the chairman, on a boss of General Legal Counsel. The Attorney General Godfred Dame is part of the General Legal Counsel. And the other people there. Into also I say every decision be a General Legal Counsel take biano, and yet Godfred Dame is in the known. He is part of every decision. Into committee in the report in the command, and yet General Legal Counsel no. General Legal Counsel edge report to mu. Now, what was in the report? I'm in my dear. So this is the almighty report. This is the almighty reporter. Sir, committee ni your investigations in United, they handed this report to the General Legal Counsel. Chief Justice and the chairman and the Attorney General is part of the General Legal Counsel. Don't get it wrong. Now, a day in the General Legal Counsel came conclusion here saying, conclusion say, their report in the estate here in their findings, it was clear. Say Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman has been involved in an illegality. He illegally admitted 10 people. The General Legal Counsel with the Chief Justice as the board, as the chairman, they admitted the committee's findings. Meaning, Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman, as we speak, needs to be prosecuted. Remember, the General Legal Counsel, Godfred Dame, who is the Attorney General, is part of it. And remember, Sa Nipa 11 now, you see, you see, appeals court judges, Godfred Dame and put his list together to go give the president to consult the Judicial Council to, in fact, admit them, and then we will make them appeals court judges. Remember, Godfred Dame is part of the General Legal Council. Omuji from the report, from the committee, and say, Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman has committed a crime. Now, something happened. The General Legal Counsel went further, and this decision the General Legal Counsel took, Godfred Dame was part of it. Inti yachi Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman de dua. Wabokro no the way no a countermand to robbery. A illegal act. Inti General Legal Counsel say, and the do no, ye ba beti 3-member committee na omunfa a year discipline also the mama a year Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman So as you can see here, this is the report, and I am telling them, may send a message to the Attorney General. If this report is fake, tomorrow morning, as usual, on their press conference, no one say Kevin Taylor has misled Ghanaians. This is the report. Me be read the whole report much what the General Legal Counsel, Godfred Dame Attorney General Kahono, what they actually wrote, they put out there. And the report, the woman be read the actual. And what I am talking about now, Chief Justice knows, Attorney General knows. So they are all in the know. So Obian Timin Kancham said they have no idea of this report. Now, so the GLC, after reading the report, find Opoku-Agyeman guilty, of a crime, almost the 3-member committee. We are just putting some 3 men together to find the necessary sanctions. I will say almost sanction. Ebia, they will have to take a year Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman's law certificate from him. They will have to suspend him indefinitely. They will have to do something that at the end of the day, it needs to obey anything called law in Ghana, because I think that is supposed to be done. Because also a bokrono, wajiatum, illegal act, oni atai difference him, or a lawyer or nimum rano, and he went against the law. So you have to understand what he did was deliberate. And say, oh, yeah, bonina we did daho, and you are aware of bonina now. Technically, you don't have to be considered in any way. Especially as a lawyer, no, your actions can, at the end of the day, destroy a whole nation. Into Okrampo, we are not supposed to allow you near the court. Now, my main report, the report, a year committee led by a year Tony Forson Jr., what they actually said or they came up with. Now, see this. This is what is in the report. Now, we are mebusa simbi. Uko report na investigations of issues arising out of the verification of students list 2021-2022 professional law course part 1 main. And committee report in ye Omudukoma General Legal Counsel Chief Justice for copy. Attorney General Godfred Dame is there also a copy. So 1, and this is their decision after the committee did its investigations. Council decided that the 10 students who were identified in the committee of inquiry report. Now remember, say, what you are listening to or what I am reading to you, a General Legal Counsel almost a final decision on the report. After they studied the report, this is their conclusion. The General Legal Counsel is going to take a step. They are taking action now, and this is their decision. And don't get it wrong. This decision was put together by the Chief Justice, Attorney General, the General Legal Counsel for, and the decision way, and this is what they came up with. I say, Council decided that the 10 students who were identified in the Committee of Inquiry report as having been admitted illegally, where lawyers natural when I'm so many law use words, so they are actually using the right words. We didn't write this, they wrote it. Council decided that the 10 students who were identified in the Committee of Inquiry report as having been admitted illegally by the then acting director, Mr. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman, should be withdrawn immediately from the Ghana Law School. The General Legal Counsel went straight. They said those 10 kids or those 10 students, they need to be withdrawn. There's an illegality somewhere. That's why they have to be withdrawn. Se obi embo kronwa. Se obi using the office no endi yem bonia. The General Legal Counsel, which the Chief Justice is part, which the Attorney General is part, will not give this instruction. And said, Oma dia to say, Nipa 10 no, they were illegally admitted by who? Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman. Now, when you go to the second paragraph, it says the secretary to the General Legal Counsel was to convey this decision to the students. In the General Legal Counsel for secretary, or no and Rebecca Ghana Law School. Now Wakako catch them say, Munyina Mufri School, you are all illegal immigrants. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman is a criminal. He admitted all of you without you people having the right qualification to be here. So the Secretary of the General Legal Council will have to go there and make sure those 10 kids or 10 students are expelled. Now go to the third paragraph. Council constituted a 3-member disciplinary committee made up of Mr. Amwako Afoko, Mr. Kweku Jau Bafo, and Professor Raymond Atiguba to subject the then AG Director of Ghana School of Law, Mr. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman, the Registrar and the Deputy Registrar to disciplinary proceedings. Now the General Legal Council say, Omo di nipa miensa, Mr. Amwako Afoko, Mr. Kweku Jau Bafo, and Raymond Atubuga, Professor. Nipa miensa we, they have found Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman guilty of a crime. The General Legal Council finding it guilty of a crime, and that these 3 honorable men should go and bring the necessary discipliner. Yemfa Emma Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman. So as we speak, the General Legal Council, which the Chief Justice is the chairman, and also the Attorney General is part of, they have found Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman guilty of a crime. And that crime is illegally admitting 10 students into the Ghana Law School. So as we speak, Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman is waiting trial. He needs to be prosecuted because in our laws, you cannot admit students illegally, JSS, SS, university. Now we are talking about the Ghana Law School. So for 10 students to go in illegally, then this guy needs to face prosecution. In any serious country, he needs to be jailed. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman has to be jailed. There's no two ways about this because he needs to be prosecuted. And who has to prosecute him is the Attorney General, who is part of the General Legal Council that took that decision that this man has committed a crime. Remember, GLC, Godfred Dame, is part of GLC. This decision you are hearing here, he was part of the decision. He was part of that decision they took. Now, I would like to ask a simple question. How come, say, we have an Attorney General who at the end of the day is part of the General Legal Council that at the end of the day came to the conclusion from the work of the committee that, say, Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman Abokrono, as the head of Ghana Law School, he admitted 10 people illegally. The Attorney General was there. He was part of this decision. How come this same Attorney General will pick 11 people and then say these 11 people nipa na or General Legal Council who say wabokrono na he needs to be prosecuted Attorney General Godfred Dame has slaughtered this guy's name in there to be made an appeals court judge. Jesus Christ. And yet then Godfred Dame, the same person who is part of the General Legal Council, the same person who knows about the committee's report, the same person who took part of the decision that General Legal Council Babonte said Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman is guilty for illegally admitting people into the Ghana Law School. He turns around to go bring a list and slaughter this criminal as we speak. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman is a criminal. He has done something illegal. He has admitted it. The General Legal Council, which is headed by the Chief Justice, they have come to that conclusion that he is a thief. He is a criminal. He has caused some kind of crime. So he needs to be prosecuted. Why are we now seeing the Attorney General slaughtering Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman's name in here and saying the president should make Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman an appeals court judge? How on earth do you tell me, say, this is legit? This Attorney General is the worst criminal I've ever seen. Godfred Dame has lowered that office. Now, what will make him still put this guy in there? And only question I will say, you are a lawyer, you are the Attorney General, you are part of the General Legal Council. Mu take decisions that akoya bokrono oyewi 10 people should be kicked out of the law school because illegally he slaughtered them in there. Nipa na admit to a committee level said, a Chief Justice, a Jubilee House, some. Do you know, sir? The current GBA boss, neba eka these 10 people no. The current Ghana Bar Association boss now no neba eka this group of 10 students no. Do you know that? So, then I go for that to me. Upon all these things, I still want to make this criminal an appeals court judge. And that, may the listen to my president, these are the finest people who can be appeals court judges in Ghana. It's a simple question. Now, the reason why Godfrey Dame has added Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang's name to this list and say, Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang has said, Oma Mananya appeals court judge. You have to understand the president at this point, he's in a tight corner. Now, if Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang is not appeased, if Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang is a president, and pay back in a nice way, he's going to spill the beans. And Internet may busa Attorney General a simple question. They should make the committee report public. Because at the committee investigations or inquiry or questioning, Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang admitted that the Chief Justice gave him people. The Jubilee House, the presidency gave him people. He himself added his people. Former judges gave him people. So the issue is, because Akufo Addo, the Attorney General and the Chief Justice don't want to piss off Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang and to keep things quiet, they are compensating Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang with an appeals court position. Because if he didn't say that, I am daring the Attorney General, I am daring the Chief Justice, I am daring Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang, I am daring Tony Forson Jr., they should release the committee report, the full report for Ghanaians to read. Because in the full report, it clearly, his answer was that he was given the numbers, the people, by the president, by the Chief Justice, by High Court and Supreme Court judges, and he himself added his people. So the Attorney General, Tony Forson Jr., I'm talking about the GLC. Why are they keeping the report? I've shown you the face of the report. Kevin Taylor showed a document that is not true. This is the face of the report. General Legal Counsel, they have the report. Let's get the reference number and everything. Senebeya, they know, say, this is not a joke. They need to show us the report. And me, I'm always ready for anybody who wants to challenge my documents. Because Memekacha will say, we are not here to joke. It's a fact. You need to understand. Now, Okosrowa, a telephone fax reference number near our reference SCR 92 volume 88. Reference near SCR 92/volume 88. That is the reference number. We want the Attorney General to come out. They should publish. And this question goes straight to the committee chairman, Tony Forson Jr. He needs to publish the report. The last time I gave you room to at least redeem your image, I've seen it say you are all criminals. The committee should publish the report. Because in the report, you will hear or we will see Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang's response when they question him on why or how he got the 10 people into Ghana Law School illegally. And this Maxwell Opoku-Agyemang, as we speak, is a man who has been involved in what we call in fact, when you want to talk about procurement breaches, when this guy became the acting director of the Ghana, this guy breached every law. This is the same person who was campaigning against Charlotte Osei after Charlotte Osei was feeding him like a dog. He did everything because he's a tribal fool. He did everything possible to make sure he pleases and licks the butt and balls of Akufo Addo. Today, he has been caught in the web. Nobody wants to talk about it. Me see this same Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman guy, as we speak, he's a criminal. He illegally admitted 10 people to a Ghana law school. 10. The Chief Justice knows, in the report is there. The GLC has come out with their decision that this guy should face sanctions. 3 people have been put together to bring the necessary sanctions against this guy. So as we speak, this is a convict who is waiting trial. How can the Attorney General say he wants to make this guy an appeals court judge? This guy is a criminal. This guy, Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman, Oyewi, on record. And I want each one of them to come out and say, this document I have shown here, the things I have said is a lie. We will publish these documents tonight on LoudSilenceNews.com. It will be on Facebook. The reference number is there. Question them. Tomorrow morning, I want the Attorney General to be questioned. Godfrey Dame is dangerous. He's evil. He is so corrupt. He is dangerous for our democracy. And these are some of the things that causes coup. Because you cannot put people like Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman, who is guilty of a crime, to become an appeals court judge. Are you crazy? Where did our manners go? Why are we all sitting here looking at this? We need to take action. We need to make them understand that we own the power. If we don't do that, these guys will bring people in to slaughter all of us in the name of democracy. But we cannot sit idle for people to bend the neck of democracy and turn around and blame us that we are talking about coup. So we are the bad people. They are the evil ones. Attorney General of Ghana is the most corrupt person in Ghana. He was part of all the process. He is a member of the General Legal Council. This report, he knows about it. Why will he go around and say, make this guy an appeals court judge? Because the report states it clearly. And when you read the report, it says this. 1. Council decided that the 10 students who were identified in the Committee of Inquiry's report as having been admitted illegally. I didn't say illegally. It's the General Legal Council. After they studied the committee's report, the General Legal Council came out to say Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman. And remember, the Chief Justice knows this. Chief Justice Enini Yabua is the chairman of the General Legal Council. This letter, this decision is coming from the General Legal Council. That the Committee of Inquiry report as having been admitted illegally by the then acting director, Mr. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman, should be withdrawn immediately from the Ghana Law School. 10 people. 10. Each person, he needs to receive 10-year jail term. This guy, they need to push, these 3 members, they need to push this guy to court to be prosecuted. Needs to be jailed, rot in jail. He has a law degree. He knows the crime he committed. He knows it was a deliberate one. This Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman guy should be walking free. He needs to be jailed. He needs to die in jail. The second paragraph says this. The secretary to the General Legal Council was to convey this decision to the students. So the secretary, he should do that. Those students are illegal. And when they say illegality, now I didn't use that word illegally. It is the General Legal Council. Say illegal there, it can end you up in jail. Why is the General Legal Council today looking on the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, turning around after writing this report that this guy is a criminal? They want to install this guy on us as an appeals court judge. Why? Because Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman is holding the balls of the CJ. He's holding the balls of Akufo Addo. He's holding the balls of ex-judges who he took their clients, their people, to illegally admit in the Ghana Law School. This guy is a criminal. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman is a thief. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman needs to face the law. The Attorney General who is supposed to prosecute this guy to serve as a deterrent to people who will be thinking of doing this is now trying to make this guy an appeals court. Are you crazy? Attorney General Godfrey Dame, are you out of your mind? Where did you learn your law? What kind of integrity are you trying to keep? Who are you trying to disrespect here? When did you come into this profession? How foolish can you be? No respect for the people. And we are making these few people destroy everything that we have taken 65 years to build. 65 years, and a young man with a black face like this just destroys with the help of the Chief Justice, because the Chief Justice is the board chair of the General Legal Council. Remember, this list or the the list, or the common president now, the president will have to consult the Judicial Council. Remember, the Judicial Council, Chiēf Justice is part of it, and the Attorney General is part of it. So technically, they go groom their own criminals, give it to the president, and say, bring it to us for us to say, accept it. What kind of foolish country are we living in? The Chiēf Justice, the Attorney General, they are part of the GLC, they are part of the Judicial Council. These people are waiting for the president to say, look at it and approve it. Is it fine? Yeah, Mr. President. The same person, this same person have told us that he has illegally admitted students into the Ghana Law School. He needs to be prosecuted. I expect, I want Mr. Tony Forson Jr., the chairman of that committee. He used to be he's a former GBA. Lawyers. Every single individual involved in this matter has a law degree. They are all lawyers. Some of them, they all want to be what? Chief Justices. Now, the list, when you go on social media, a lot of people are writing things. Like, contestant number 1, Justice Efia Sewa Asaribochi, has found Daniel Dumelivo, the Auditor General, guilty of contempt of court for his failure to answer within the specific time to an appeal by Yao Osafo Kroll and Associates. This is the same woman. People are being compensated with positions like these. Yes. Contestant number 1. On this case where Osafo, we knew Osafo was guilty. With $1 million. This woman sat in court and said she wants to even turn around and jail Dumelivo. Today, we are moving her to the appeals court. Or your poison. She's going to go there and do more damage. Contestant number 2, Justice Kweku Akabuafo, has ruled that Ibrahim Mahama Exxon Cubic did not have a mining right. Do you know? When it comes to the Ibrahim Mahama Exxon Cubic thing, that bauxite thing, unim say a Chief Justice and a buy and a trustee case. Do you know that? This is the same judge who was sitting on the case. They knew that they were bending the law. Do you know it was the Chief Justice decision that made sure say Ibrahim Mahama bauxite concession, he never got it? Is the Chief Justice. One day I'll come and read the report to you. Ye change a year and in your boy by and Obameki sure said this Justice Kweku Aka, he turned the verdict. Contestant number 3, these are the 11 people I send the Omonko Appeals Court. Obia aye job be Akufo Addo government way. Every one of them. Contestant number 3, Jennifer Dadzi awarded damages of $1 million against Kevin Taylor. Gabi Asaro Ekoyeno. She did not listen to anything. Also, Gabi Waba. These are kangaroo judges. These are foot soldier judges. And also, you came here and said Kevin Taylor has said something against you, defamation, right? This judge knew Kevin Taylor is not Ghanaian. This judge knows I don't live in Ghana. I don't have any property in Ghana. I don't stay in Ghana. This judge has heard that audio of Gabi Asachidako PDH sharing on this woman, Jennifer Dadzi. She awarded 1 million Ghana cedis. Gabi Asachidako nko munkoje. You see where we are today? Political judges. They are all being compensated. Remember, they started 4 years ago. And Akufo Addo time aso. There be a lifetime achievement. Because when they are made appeals court judges, they are going to be paid till they die. Retirement job. Contestant number 4, Stephen Opon challenged Kelly GVG case and information sharing. This is the same man. Yeah. So these are all foot soldier judges. These are all political judges. Me say what happened in 79? Whatever happened during royalist time? Because you people, your actions, prove a shenko for. One day, monkey will go market, come back home. Me say one day, monkey will go market. The way some monkeys around the 70s went to market and never came home. Contestant number 5, Francis Obri is the younger brother of Deputy NPP General Secretary Obri Buahin. Me pay 1 million. Come you Jimmy. So contestant number 5 is the younger brother of Obri Buahin. NPP foolish fool. And Jimmy. So he is still going to influence this man to do the bidding of the president. Contestant number 6, Chris Archer is Paul Addo in-law. Paul Addo wife's brother. Today, Paul Addo, his wife, she is also taking crazy money from this government because she has been given an appointment by Akufo Addo. This is a foolish government, foolish judiciary, foolish everything. Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman is a criminal. Contestant number 9, Charles Zweni is Jake Obechebilante's in-law. Charles Zweni too is on the General Legal Council. You know that? Yes. He used to be the secretary or something. Charles Zwenis. He has been there. He has been doing his part. It's time for everybody to be compensated. Now see, number 10 and 11. Number 10, Ernest Owusu-Dapaah was a member of NPP legal team for the 2020 election petition. Akufo Addo is setting up a new group of people. When they lose this election, he knows his babies are there. They will sustain his criminality. That's all that he's doing. Because they are definitely going to go to the appeals court. If the case, the election ends up in court, he has his babies there. Ernest Owusu-Dapaah was a member of NPP legal team 2020. Not NPP legal team, no. And there is one appeals court judge. Number 11, Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman is lawyer whose petition led to removal of Charlotte Osei as EC boss. And also remember the law school admitting student who failed but has connections that was blamed on the same Opoku-Agyeman. Now, the issue here is these 11 judges are all political people who will make. Some are lawyers, some are judges. They are all being compensated. Yes. Because one way or the other, you could see, say, they are connected to the government one way or the other, either by relation, either by cases. They made sure the government one where nobody could understand. We were all like, what the heck? Yes. So I just want to ask the Attorney General a simple question. We want the report. Tony Forson Jr., former Ghana Bar Association president, release the report, make it public. Because in the report which I've read, and I've shown a piece of the GLC decision to you, Maxwell Agyeman admitted that the Chief Justice, lawyers, judges, the Jubilee House gave him those people to illegally admit. So you, Tony Forson Jr., if you want to make sure your credibility is intact, release this report. It needs to be public. Ghanaians need to see it. Now, what has been the outcome since the GLC came out with this decision? What has been the outcome? Have you guys just left it like that? And I'm posing this question to these 3 gentlemen who were given the mandate to find the right discipline for Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman. What has happened after this decision came out? We want to know. So Atubuga and the other 2 gentlemen, we want to know. We want to know what has come out of what they told you guys to do, or you guys just did it for just for the numbers. We want to know. So these 3 people, let me find their names again and send this question to them. Mr. Kweku Jau Bafo, Professor Raymond Atuguba, and Mr. Amwaku Afoko, the 3 men. We want to know how far with this job. Have you guys come up with a disciplinary action against this guy? Let us know. Now, I also want to ask, the current GBA, Ghana Bar Association president, your son is part of the 10 illegal students in the Ghana Law School who were admitted. Those students who were admitted illegally. The current Ghana Bar Association president, your son is part. Maybe you didn't hear me. I want to tell the current Ghana Bar Association president that your son is part of the 10 people. Tomorrow I'll come and show your face and show your son's face. I'm sending this message again. The current Ghana Bar Association president, your son, is part of the 10 illegal students at the Ghana Law School. you have to resign tomorrow. You have no credibility. You, the current Ghana Bar Association president, on the ground, get me his name quickly. You need to resign tomorrow. You have no shame. You have no credibility. You are basically somebody sitting there and making sure you instill illegal materials into a Ghana law school. You don't have that credibility to be there as the boss of the Ghana Bar Association. Your son is part of this illegality. You actually told Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman to put your son in there. The current Ghana Bar Association president. So, the final question is simple. Godfrey Dame has to come out and tell us what actually informed his decision to make Maxwell Opoku-Agyeman an appeals court judge. Godfrey Dame is part of the General Legal Council that came out with a decision that this guy has committed a crime. I didn't use the word illegally. Godfrey Dame is part of GLC. He is part of the Judicial Council. Godfrey Dame knows the report that this guy is a criminal. Why will he go and add this guy's name to the appeals court judges? It's very important. Tony Forson Jr. released the report. We all want to read the report. I've told you guys the reference number of that report. This is part 1. I know more than people think I know. The last time I heard our story, I have the report, I have everything. I wanted to give Tony Forson Jr. some room to at least clean himself up. He didn't listen. The current GBA boss, your son is part of this 10 illegal students. I thought you people would be intelligent enough to do the right thing. Now we are going to go in rough. 65 years, we are not going to mince words again. We are not going to mess up again. We are not going to mince words. We are not going to show respect again. We are going to make sure you, the so-called lawyers, judges, we expose every one of you who isn't right. There are some good lawyers out there. There are some very good judges out there. But political kangaroo judges, political kangaroo lawyers, we will not allow them to lead us. And I support these lawyers who want to form a new association. The Ghana Bar Association is a criminal entity. As I speak, the president himself, his son, is part of the 10 people who were illegally admitted. That Ghana Bar Association should be nullified. The president should be sacked. If he has morals, if he's somebody who respects his own integrity, he needs to resign tomorrow. Because if he doesn't, I see him as a criminal who is entertaining criminality by instilling your son, trying and forcing your son to be admitted illegally into the Ghana Law School. You don't deserve to be a lawyer to lead the Ghana Bar Association. It's very, very important. This is part 1. Godfrey Dame is dangerous. He's the worst attorney general I've ever had. That guy needs to resign. The last time I catch him, a year Opuni case way, he went to Doche. People were insulting Kevin Taylor. You are lying. Godfrey Dame will not do that. A foolish thief like a year Paul Adomochi, who cannot write a simple exams and pass Ghana Law School. Right after election 2020, he went to buy a new house at Transaco. He was standing on TV, fooling himself to the latter. Kwasiato, you think we work for you? You think we wear political suit to come and stand on TV and misbehave and enjoy comedy? We don't do that. We put the facts there. Godfrey Dame, when he was called into the Supreme Court to step in a box and say whether he went there or not, he did not do it after taking an oath. This Attorney General is a criminal. He does not follow the law. He does not follow the rules. He's just there bending every single rule. We don't have a country. Our democracy is gone. We need to take action. Take it from these tyrants. You need democracy. Akromfo, Ewudifo, people who don't respect the constitution are the people in charge. We need to fight them. Let any fool open their mouth and say, yes, we don't have to talk about coup. Coup is inevitable because of the actions of the government. Coup is inevitable because of the actions of the Attorney General. Coup is inevitable because of the actions of the CJ. Coup is inevitable because of the action of the president. And we have to make sure we democratically take this country away from the hands of a tyrant. These people don't think about you. Today, they want to make criminals appeal court judges. Criminals appeals court judges. Where on earth Where on earth would this happen?